Okay, everybody, hello. We're going to let everyone join the session and we will get started here in about the next minute. Thanks for joining us for Belmont Live.
I was on the wrong Wi-Fi again. I apologize. My computer's been doing that since we're in the
Perfect. Okay, so for everyone that is here today and joining us, I want to thank you for joining us for the second installment of Belmont Live. This one is all about student activities on campus, how to become engaged as a student, leadership opportunities, and then how to stay active. I'm going to go ahead and introduce three of my colleagues today and let them introduce themselves. I'm going to start with Dr. Sternberg.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Adrienne Sternberg, Associate Dean of Students and the Director of Leadership and Engagement here at Belmont. Glad to speak with you all today.
Perfect. Then we will go with Courtney.
Hey, y'all. My name is Courtney Heyer. I am one of our Assistant Directors of Student Engagement in our Office of Student Engagement under Leadership and Engagement. So I oversee our Greek community and all of our clubs and organizations, but I'll be talking about a little more than that today. So excited to be here with y'all.
Wonderful. And then we have Joe on the panel today.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe Mankowski. I am the Assistant Director of Fitness and Recreation here on campus. So I get to help lead our fitness center and our incredible staff of student employees over here in providing a wealth of experiences that we're going to talk about in a little bit. And I'm very excited to be with you and answer any questions that might come up.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. So what's going to happen is each one of the panelists is going to talk a little bit more about the highlights within one of their respected areas. And then at the end of each of their presentations, at the end of this, we are going to open it up for questions. So there is a question and answer box at the bottom of that. So please go ahead and start putting any questions as you guys have in that chat. So we're going to go ahead and start with Adrienne.
Very well. Let me share my screen here with everyone.
Let's go ahead.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
All right, thank you so much. And again, we're just so excited to be able to share all the exciting things that are happening at Belmont and how you can get connected and stay involved once you are here. Let me press present on this and make sure you all can see this. Nope, don't want to press that. All right, let me move us down this way and all right, let's see here. I'm just trying to press present here. Let me see here. Goodness gracious. All right, so I'll just keep it about like that so we can see everyone. So as we shared, we fall under the larger umbrella of leadership and engagement. So that's all things leadership development, Greek life, student activities programming board, SGA, and all of our 190 plus student organizations that Courtney will share with you in just a bit. And so if I had to sum up all of the work that we're doing in our areas, it would be to provide leadership and engagement opportunities for all students. So we believe that there's something for everyone and someone for everything. And so I'll speak specifically about BOLD, and then we'll show how that program leads you into the other student leadership and organization opportunities. So in the Belmont Office of Leadership Development, we provide a variety of workshop sessions, retreats for students to begin to prepare to lead on and off campus. We want students to enhance their capacity to lead and serve ethically. So our staff and graduate students help and contribute to the facilitation of several leadership sessions that we provide for all students at Belmont. This is a part of your Belmont education, and we want to show how it's seamlessly integrated into the work that you are already doing. By participating in the leadership development programs, you'll be even better prepared to hold formal leadership positions such as like an RA, or to be a part of foreign recruiters or Belmont ambassadors and so on. And we want to help you be prepared for those opportunities. So we would say, again, that through BOLD, we want to help students know what it means to lead well. We've prioritized several competencies that we hope that you can know, be, and do as you participate and engage in these programs. And so we work toward helping students lead well. And everything that we're doing to prepare you for the leadership opportunities that you will have on and off campus is to that point, to help you to lead well. So should you decide to pursue it, every Belmont student's degree includes a co-curricular certificate in leadership. It's an exciting time for you to connect with people from a variety of academic colleges, from a variety of academic statuses. So we have freshmen, sophomore, junior, and seniors in our leadership development programs, workshops, and events. And we pride ourselves in creating very interactive, hands-on, fun, Joe and Courtney can tell you, fun experience of students that become memorable and will help you be able to navigate student life at Belmont and do it well, and so that you can have a significant impact. So currently we have more than 1,200 students engaged in the co-curricular experience where they're working toward their leadership certificate, and we want you all to participate in that as well. So we've grown and it's developing, and students are engaging in that process. And so before I pass it off to Courtney, we're always available for you if you have questions. At the end of this presentation, you'll see bold at belmont.edu. It is for you. Students sometimes want to know, what are the qualifications? What are the prerequisites for me to participate in the Belmont Office of Leadership Development? By the sheer fact that you are a Belmont student, you can be a part of, and we consider you to be a bold student leader. And we want you to be well equipped and to have access to the tools and experiences that will make you be able to lead the best that you can. So that's all I have for that.
So I'll take it away with my pieces here, and I'll go ahead and share my screen, which is should be the same slide that you just saw, but I actually, let's see, let me make sure I can get this shared. It said disabled real quick. There we go. Sorry, y'all. All righty. So I'm going to talk about our 4 main areas within student engagement, which include student clubs and organizations, our great community, our student activities programming board, and our student government association. Had to kick it off with a picture of a petting zoo to make sure that you're all paying attention. This was last semester. One of the first times we've been able to have a petting zoo on campus, and we did it again earlier this semester. So I can almost guarantee that when you're at Belmont, or if you're at Belmont, you are probably going to have a chance to feed a llama and a goat and all the things that come with that. So good stuff. I'm going to kick it off and start with our student clubs and organizations. So we have 180, 190-ish. That number kind of fluctuates a little bit. Unique clubs and organizations on campus, but we are always adding new organizations as folks come to us and say, there's nothing on campus for this specific interest I have. Can I start something? Which is really neat because it shows that all of our students are kind of creating places for other students to find a sense of belonging and to find their community. So these clubs exist for you to be able to continue current passions and interests you have, or develop new ones. As I mentioned a little bit, they are sources of community for a lot of students and also provide opportunities for students to get into leadership positions. Maybe that's leading 5 to 6 students or leading groups of 200 students. It's across the board there. So as I mentioned, we have processes for students to create their own organizations if that's something they're interested in, but almost all of our organizations will table at a large event we call the Bruin Link Fair during the first week of classes during the fall semester. We also do a spring version of that. So there are always ways for you to kind of get to know these organizations. It is an event that you pretty much cannot miss in the fall semester. At least we are outside in our main area of campus. As you can see in this top photo, there are students all over the place, and it is a very fun tradition that we've got going there. So I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about our Greek community. These are our we have 8 Greek organizations. They are values-based, they are service-driven, they are philanthropically engaged. Couldn't get that one out. But we have 8 organizations across 3 different councils. So we have 4 NPC organizations, which are Panhellenic organizations. So those are our 4 sororities within that realm. We've got 1 IFC fraternity, and then we have 3 NPHC or Divine 9 chapters, 2 of which are sororities and 1 is a fraternity. There's always room for growth in that community as well. One thing for you all to note is that primary recruitment for pretty much all of our chapters happens in the spring semester. So for anyone that is coming in as a first-year student, we want to make sure that you have time to get your life under control within that first semester of college so that you can learn how to be a college student and get involved in other things before you join a Greek organization. So for the most part, most everyone is eligible to join based on GPA and credit hours and standing with the university starting in their spring semester of their first year. Now, if you're coming in as a transfer student, there are opportunities to join in the fall as well. Lots of these organizations host information sessions in the fall or events where folks can come out and get to know them. So that's something to be on the lookout for. But if you are local and you have any interest in attending our big old philanthropy event, which will actually happen on this lawn right here It'll happen on April 24th, which is just in a few weeks. It's called Greek Sing, and almost all of our organizations perform big old song and dance that day. So if you're local and you want to come, please do. Next, I'm going to talk about our Student Activities Programming Board and Student Government Association. So Student Activities Programming Board is essentially the folks who make the fun on campus. So this is a group of student leaders who do a lot of large scale programming and some small scale programming as well. So they will partner with different folks on campus, a lot of times with Joe and FitRec, and a lot of times with some folks who work in our academic services or in our mental health services or university ministries to put on lots of events. So that petting zoo you saw a couple slides back, that was SAPB. They put an ice skating rink on campus recently. The picture you see to the left of these bullets is called Build a Bruin, which happens during our homecoming week in February every year, or at least for the past 3 years, where students get to essentially build a bear, but build a Bruin. They put movies on the lawn with a giant inflatable screen. We also recently just did a watch party for our women's basketball team as they moved to the second round of March Madness, which was super fun, and more. So if you are interested in throwing events and getting your fellow students involved in just a ton of fun, SAPB would definitely be a group to look out for, whether you're attending events or putting them on. Lastly, Student Government Association is pretty similar to something you would see in a student council or student government at the high school level. This is our group of students who are liaisons between the university and between the student body. So they typically say that they are the voice of the student body in terms of listening to their fellow students and what they want to see happen on campus and kind of creating potential change within those realms. So they are students who serve their fellow students. They're a wonderful group. Lastly, the one thing I wanted to mention is that all of our leadership and engagement opportunities are listed within a platform called Bruin Link. So once you have access to My Belmont, when you commit to attending Belmont, you will have access to Bruin Link as well. This is where you'll find all of our student organizations, all of the BOLD programs, any event that's happening on campus, lots of times group fitness classes, pretty much anything that's happening on campus, you will be able to see on that Bruin Link platform. Which makes it really easy because it's all in one place. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you're interested in following some social media before you potentially start at Belmont, you're welcome to follow Belmont Today on Instagram to see quite literally what is happening at Belmont today. So that is all I have on my slides, and I'll go ahead and pass it back to Dr. Sternberg if you'd like to take it away.
I think that pretty much sums it up. And then it is our hope that after you've gone through the leadership development experience and you've engaged in formal leadership opportunities, whether you're the executive of an organization or you're a participating and active engaged member, we want you to be prepared to engage and make the world a better place. And so that is our hope. And we know that each of you can achieve it. It happens quickly. We tell people all the time, it happens quickly. So we want you to engage in ways that you can, in ways that work best for your schedule. Someone typed a question. I know that's for later and we can address it, but everything is going to be surrounded around your academic schedule. And some of you will be working and your internships, but we want you to use all of those experiences toward your development and your growth. And we're excited to have you all here and be working with and serving you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And again, if you guys have questions as you are listening to everyone speak, please put those in the question and answer box, and we will get to those at the end. So now we're going to turn it over to Joe, and he is going to talk about fitness and rec.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna share my screen here in a second, but it is no small task to go after these two awesome ladies and the information they've presented. I am going to tell you guys a little bit more about fitness and recreation and kind of introduce you to who we are and what we do on campus. Start you out by just letting you know kind of why we exist and share with you our mission statement. So our Department of Fitness and Recreation exists on campus to help members of the Belmont community participate in facilities or take part in our facilities, programs, and services in order to educate, promote, and support a healthy, active lifestyle. And we do that in three major ways. Click over to the right window, or sorry, in five major ways. We've got five major programming areas that we're going to highlight today. The first one is our informal recreation. And I'll tell you more about each of these on the next page or on the subsequent slides. Also tell you a little bit about our outdoor recreation for those who are looking to get into the great outdoors or get into the great outdoors indoors at our climbing wall. We've also got intramural sports, a fan favorite across campus, as well as our fitness wellness programming staff, which encapsulates not only our group fitness program, but also our personal training programs. You're actually seeing something I want to highlight before we move on from this slide. The picture on the side here is from our inaugural tennis intramural sport or intramural event. This is hosted at the new, next to the new Crockett Center for Academic Excellence on the roof of the South Garage, where we have our tennis courts. So we're super proud of events like that and the opportunity to get out there. So just got to highlight it when we can. Starting things off and thinking about our informal recreation, this is kind of the easiest to interface with, right? So if you were to walk into a YMCA, a Gold's Gym, a Planet Fitness, and you just kind of worked out, we consider that informal recreation. And so as such, when you think about this program area at FitRec here on Belmont's campus, that includes things like our fitness center, which includes a space that has equipment to help you find functional fitness, cardiovascular fitness, as well as resistance training fitness, all kinds of equipment and pieces you would come to expect in a gym. We probably got it here. And if we don't have it, we can still help you work the muscles with the pieces that we do have. It also includes our regulation size basketball court. This is a space that is often used for our intramural programming, but as Courtney mentioned, we partner all the time. So we had a Zumba event in there with one of our Greek organizations not too long ago. We are always using our spaces creatively to help students not only find their fit with FitRec, but find their fit at Belmont. And if you take nothing away, take away that big belonging piece. That's a huge part of what we do here and why we feel called to serve our student body. It also includes our racquetball courts. We have those in the first floor of our facility, and these are used for racquetball, as you might imagine, as well as some maybe non-traditional things like we've done 2-on-2 dodgeball in them. And if you want to see some high flying, fast-paced action, you're in the right spot if you're looking for that. We also have a lot of rentable equipment. Courtney showed a picture of the lawn earlier. We have students who come in and reserve spike ball sets. They might check out a football, a soccer ball, and take it out to our lawn. We want to make resources available for students to, again, find their fit on our campus and in our facilities. Locker rooms, just kind of got to shout that out. It's a locker room. It's not the most exciting, but it's here in case you need it. And then we also have some auxiliary locations. So while our main location is located in the Beeman Student Life Center, we've got a secondary fitness studio located in the Tall Hall residence that is open to all students. You don't have to live in that space. It is more modeled off a hotel gym, but it is everything you need to get a complete workout in there. Second place I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is our outdoor recreation programming area. So the biggest feature, both physically and kind of metaphorically or abstractly, is our climbing wall. It is a 35-foot real rock climbing wall. You can see in that picture right there, some of our students climbing on it. Our team of climbing assistants reset routes pretty much weekly. So they're setting new boulder and top rope routes over there that are available and accessible to all levels of ability. I am by no means a climber, and there is a space for me on that wall. In addition to just casually engaging with our climbing area, we also do bouldering competitions. So if you're someone who is maybe a little bit more advanced, or you're not and are looking to be in a more formal experience, we have competitions throughout the semesters across the year. We usually partner with some other organizations or some places around Nashville to make those a really fun, engaging experience for those people. I mentioned those equipment rentals on our previous slide, but we also have more specific equipment rentals that are available. If you're a student who's interested in climbing or outdoor recreation, but you don't have any equipment to do so, so like climbing shoes, harnesses, stuff like that, we've got everything you need. You can check it out on the spot so you don't have to worry about it. And then we also do have some camping equipment. We're getting back into reserving and renting out those things. COVID kind of took us on a brief detour from that, but this is things like tents, backpacks, sleeping bags. Y'all, Middle Tennessee is an incredible spot to get out and experience nature. We've got state parks, we've got city parks. I mean, you name it, there's all kinds of stuff around here, and we've got equipment that students can reserve to experience it. Now, the last thing I'll mention in this space is our belay certifications. This is just another way for those who are interested to kind of get certified and check the box that says, not only do I know how to climb, but I know how to climb safely. And that's a big thing at our wall. We want to make sure people are having fun, but they're having fun in a safe manner. I told you intramural sports is the fan favorite, and I'm telling you, if you ever participate, it's a really, really great time. We've got both team and individual based sports. So whether that's basketball, futsal, which is kind of like indoor soccer. We've also got tennis, like we mentioned, Big one for us is a non-traditional event of spike ball. It's just blowing up all over, not only the country, but the world. And so we're looking to provide things like that. We've even provided cornhole tournaments in the past, or if you call it bags, wherever you're from, no matter what, we're looking for the traditional as well as the non-traditional to give students an opportunity to get involved. Now, if you're someone who's coming in and you know people you're coming to Belmont with, or you make fast friends in your residence, then team-based or making a team probably won't be a challenge for you. But if you're someone who maybe isn't as quick to make those friends in the res hall, or is just finding a hard time doing so, we have what we call free agent play. And that's where you can come in as an individual and sign up, and we can put you on a team to get involved and get connected. And it is an incredible way to not only channel a passion for sport, but a passion for community and connectedness. We have all of men's, women's, and open divisions. So regardless of gender or identification, you can find a spot to play. And we are always looking for new sports to add to our semester schedules. So stay on the lookout, and I'll show you a couple spaces where you can see for yourself kind of what's coming up at FitRec. Only 2 more program areas to talk about, and I'll make sure we're doing so expeditiously. The first one is our group fitness programming area. These are instructor-led classes, and these are student instructors by and large. We have 1 or 2 people who are not students. I'm not currently a student, and I teach one of our classes, but out of, I think, the 30 classes that we currently offer on a weekly basis, I would say about 26 of them are led by students. And so that just creates another space that is welcoming, that allows students to connect, to take down those barriers and those intimidations that you might face in a traditional gym setting. And if you're reading ahead, it's also an opportunity for you to kind of get certified, but I'll get that in a second. In addition to being instructor led, we have a variety of formats. We've got your traditional spinning, your yoga, your boot camp. We also do some more out of the box stuff like our strength and conditioning, which are a little bit more athletically based. We've been known to mix and match formats like the class that I teach, which is strength and cycle. You can expect to get a little hybrid. And then we're also bringing some new ones to the table. We've got one that's a huge favorite called Hump Day Hip Hop. Wednesday nights, hip hop dance routine. Y'all, there's a wait list every week. I guarantee you. It is just so fun for students to partake in, and you don't have to have any experience. I've seen some of the people walking into that class who are like, hey, I've got no experience, but it is just so fun. So we've got stuff like that all throughout the day, all throughout the week, weekends included. We've got a space for you to find your fit. And like I said, if you come in and you're interested in teaching group fitness classes, whether you've done it before or not, we're always looking to hire people as part of our instructor team. And we will even take you through a national certification course to not only prepare you by the book, but we'll also accompany that with on-floor training to get you demo experience in a low-risk setting and get you prepared to be a part of our team. Our last space that we're going to talk about is our personal training space. We offer both one-on-one and small group options, up to 4 people in a small group. We also offer virtual coaching, a pivot that, of course, we made in light of the COVID pandemic, but something that we've seen some success with, and we keep it going in this season. And so if you're someone who the traditional gym setting maybe isn't for you, you can actually meet with one of our trainers virtually, and we can write the program for you to do in your residence or wherever it might be the right space for you. We also offer exercise program design, which is a great resource for someone who is comfortable in a weight room, but might not necessarily know what pieces to use or what exercises to do. And so this is where someone will meet with one of our certified personal trainers who are also students, just to throw that out there again, and kind of help them write a program that allows them to achieve their goals. If you know what to do, but you just don't know how to do it on the equipment, we offer equipment orientations. And then what you're seeing in this picture is an example of one of our educational programs. These are a couple of our trainers leading one of our instructional series, which is a series of programs that educate students on how to use accessories within the weight room. Because if you walk in and let's say there's somebody on your favorite piece of equipment, you don't want that to slow you down from getting the exercise or getting the physical activity that you want. So we'll take, for instance, in this picture, a kettlebell, teach you how to hit all your major muscle groups and make sure you can still get the exercises and the physical activity that we know and you want and need. And just like our group fitness side of the house, our personal training side also has opportunities to get certified, not only just as a certified personal trainer, which is transferable to health clubs all over the country and the world, but also to potentially specialize in different modalities and different areas of emphasis. Now, I've told you a whole lot of stuff. Courtney mentioned Belmont today earlier. Great account to go check out. But if you want to see what FitRec is like for yourself, we've got 3 accounts on Instagram. Our BU FitRec is our flagship account. So if you go nowhere else, check out at BU FitRec on Instagram. But if you want to get a deeper dive into specifically our fitness wellness programming or specifically our intramural sport, check out BU Fitwell or BU Intramural Sport. The double S version was taken, so we only got one S, unfortunately. And also, if there's any questions about specific stuff that we don't get to cover in this Q&A or in this webinar, feel free to reach out. My email's on the screen, but you can also find us on the Belmont website, which is belmont.edu/fitrec, FITREC. I am going to stop sharing and take a drink of some water and go back on mute. So Megan, I'm turning it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Okay, everybody, I am going to remind you one more time that the question and answer box is open. It is live. This session is all about you. You have the floor to ask any questions you want about how to become engaged as a student at Belmont. I'm going to kick it off with one question, and then hopefully you guys will just fill up that question and answer box with some more. Adrienne, I'm going to start with you. If you can just tell us a little bit more about BOLD and the hands-on and practical experience that the students receive as part of that program.
Path in the system that Courtney has established called Bruin Link. Courtney has mentioned, excuse me, in Bruin Link, for students to be able to be guided to see how their curricular experiences or in the classroom experiences connect with experiences co-curricular that they're having outside of the classroom, and how all of those contribute to their development as a leader. So we have 3 values that drive our programs: service, experience, and ethics. And students know exactly what it is that we're trying to achieve at each one of our programs and workshops that we offer. So to give you an example, students who are interested in being a Towering Traditions leader, like if you're going to, you'll be participating in that when you come to orientation. In order to do that, we say a prerequisite is that you participate in what we call is Bruin Lead. So Bruin Lead is going to give you some of the basics that you need to be able to understand your own values, putting those values into action, and how to navigate the Belmont community as a student leader who has rights, but also has responsibilities. And so our staff members come together to help students do that one experience. And so in this path that we've created, it sort of maps out everything that you need to know and to complete to earn your co-curricular certificate in leadership. Now, why is this important when you graduate? Why is it important that you should even pursue this? It's going to be this, because there are going to be at least, just from Belmont alone, at least 100 to 150 people graduating with the exact same diploma as you. So there needs to be something that distinguishes you from the group. As a hiring manager for the last 20 years, I can tell you that when we review resumes, when we're looking at pitches and people are trying to get investments, we're looking for something that stands out, that makes you unique and makes the person who is interested in you see what's the difference maker. And we believe that through the programs that are streamlined through your Belmont education over the 4 years or less that you'll be here, that will better prepare you for those opportunities that may come your way. The thing is that we're not asking students to do more. We're asking you to help us guide you so that you can see how the leadership development process is already ingrained in the experiences that you'll have, that Courtney has shared, that that Joe has also shared. It's a part of the Belmont education. We just want to help you be able to identify those things and articulate those to employers so that you can be the person who is selected for the job, the effort, the investment, the opportunity. And this is a big year for us because we're graduating several students after 4 years. We're graduating several hundred students with their co-curricular certificate in leadership. So it's a good thing. And people have just communicated just how they felt more prepared. It helps them be more prepared to be a leader, a student leader in FitRec, to be a leader in a Greek organization, to be a leader in Res Life if you're going to be an RA. The people who participate in BOLD exponentially perform and present better in many ways than people who do not take advantage of the free resource. So the steps are as easy as 1, 2, 3. When you become a Belmont student, you log into Bruin Link, you join BOLD, and then we take it from there, and everything is set up for you.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, Courtney, I'm going to actually have you speak a little bit more on Greek life, just openly as opposed to in the chat. Can you talk more about, are people that are in Greek life able to be a part of multiple organizations? Is it time consuming? What percentage of campus is a part of Greek life? I believe there was one more. And then how does the selection process of Greek life work? I know that was a lot. I can help
Got
you
it.
keep up with that too, but yeah.
It's all
Thank
good.
you.
So
Okay.
about 13% of Belmont students are Greek affiliated. So it's definitely not a giant majority of students, but that doesn't mean that our organizations aren't popular and well known and, you know, all over campus a lot of the time. So a lot of our organizations are pretty large and are pretty comparable to larger schools. So the 4 Panhellenic sororities we have are each around about 200 students in the spring semester when they have their new member classes join. So they're pretty large organizations and they are all over campus, and those students are students who are usually leading in all kinds of different areas as group fitness instructors or as bold students or as our admissions rock star students over there. So they're very involved and, you know, are all over campus, but only about 13% of Belmont students are Greek affiliated. So that'll answer that piece on how many students are involved. Now, as I just briefly mentioned there, our Greek students are very, very often involved in all kinds of other things. So some students are, you know, working full-time jobs already, or working internships where they are off campus half of their week, or are teaching group fitness, or are on SGA. And so a lot of students will say that their Greek affiliation actually helps them to kind of develop that network and develop those connections so that they can get involved in other things. So a lot of students will say it is what you make it. Some students are involved in their Greek chapter and their Greek chapter alone, and they go, you know, all the way with that leadership opportunity. But a lot of students are in it so that they can, not so that, but it helps them to get connections with other people who will then help them to find leadership opportunities elsewhere. So kind of is what you make it in terms of that time commitment piece. But I would say generally to plan on at least 1 or 2 meetings a week when it comes to Greek involvement. And then the rest of it is kind of as you, 1 or 2, I would say meetings or events, but the rest of it is kind of as you wish in terms of what you want to get involved in. So the last question was about recruitment processes, which differ based on the type of organization that you're joining. So some of them are a little bit more involved and are kind of take place over the entirety of a semester. But I think the question was asking specifically sororities, which I assume is probably Panhellenic sororities. So we have a process of our primary recruitment that happens typically toward the end of January. So our registration process for that opens up usually mid-October, and it is open until just a couple weeks before that process begins. So usually until about mid-January. That process is a mutual selection process. If any of you were seeing Bama Rush on TikTok last semester, I can tell you that it is not quite like that. It's a lot more values-based. It's a lot more transparent. It's a lot more based on, not that Bama is not, but based on just getting to know you all. So it's fun, it's crazy, and it's tiring, but it's about a 4-day process where you will meet all the chapters on your first day and potentially go back to almost all of those on your second day, and then just a couple of them on the third day, and then receive a bid at the end of it. We do have a 100% bid policy if you qualify for that, you know, requirement. So that would be that GPA piece and that credit hour piece, and then the disciplinary standing with the university. So as long as you qualify along all of those lines, pretty much guaranteed to receive membership in one of those chapters. It's a pretty involved process in terms of that sorority recruitment piece. Currently, our IFC recruitment is one group, so they host about a week-long recruitment process that invites folks to attend different events for sure, but things like playing basketball or a game night or a formal dinner. And so it looks a little bit different, but all the different recruitment processes are geared at getting to know folks and just making sure that they are a good fit with the organization and that they can find belonging within there. So hopefully that was the 3 questions that came in about Greek organizations. So I'll turn it back over to Megan.
Yeah, you got them all. Thank you. Okay, Joe, very important question. Does Belmont have a swimming pool? And then also followed up, can you tell us more about the hours within FitRec?
Yeah, very important answer. So sometimes there's some misinformation about this. If anybody ever tells you it's between a rock wall and a swimming pool, that's not the truth. We don't have a swimming pool, but we do work and have a partnership with Centennial Sportsplex, which is less than a mile off campus. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, students can bring their Belmont ID, so your ID card that you get as a student. You can head on over there. You just basically show them your ID card and you get in completely free of charge. So that is something that we've worked out with them. It's something that we've had an agreement for years on years. And so we are excited to help students know that that is a resource if swimming is their preferred method of physical activity. When it comes to hours of operation, we are really big about trying to make sure we are open as much as possible. Now, I mentioned our student instructors and trainers, and I also mentioned our student employees. We are a 99, probably 0.9% student run department. The only full-time staff are myself and our director. And we have about 120 to 125 students who work as our team. That means they're working the front desk. They're doing all this stuff around the space to keep it up, thriving and rocking and rolling for our students. And so because of that, we got to keep that in mind. But typically in a given semester, our hours, we aim to be open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through at least Thursday. In past years, we've been open 6 to 11 on Fridays, and then 9 to 11 on Saturday, and 1 to 11 on Sunday. Sometimes that varies. If we have to make some adjustments, we unfortunately will adjust that based on our student staff. But at the end of the day, it is something that we try to be open as much as possible, and we're always looking at making that available as much as we can.
And one more question, Joe, how would someone get in touch with the personal trainer and starting that process?
Great question. So we have, in addition to some of the information I shared with you today, our website is chock full of some stuff. So again, belmont.edu/fitrec. On that page, you're going to see a whole different subpage that's talking about fitness and wellness, specifically personal training. And it's a really cool resource to not only kind of help you understand what our personal training is, as well as to meet some of our trainers. And then on there's actually an information, basically a button you can click to submit an interest form. When you do that, that allows us to know, hey, so-and-so is interested in training. You answer a few of the questions, kind of learn about the services we provide or more information about the services we provide. And then within pretty much 3 business days, once you are a student here, we reach back out to you and we try and pair you up with somebody to kind of who can meet what you're looking for, help you meet your goals and get you on the way. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. And I will also say, shameless plug, and I have no problem plugging our stuff. It's one of the most economical opportunities for personal training in Nashville and even across the US. If you're familiar with personal training, some of those sessions can get pretty pricey. Our largest package, which is 31-hour sessions, we call it our super semester. It breaks down to about $18 per session, which if you compare that anywhere else, that is unheard of. So we want to make this available. We recognize we don't want it to be cost prohibitive. We want to help students find their fit and get involved. But the best place to start is on our website. And then also, shameless plug, we launched an app this semester. It's not something that's going to be super helpful unless you become a full student and you get your My Belmont login and all that information. But that's a great place where you can register for classes on the go, sign up for group fitness class, or sign up for intramural sports, see updates on hours, and just be a part of the FitRec crew.
Okay, Joe, I'm tossing one more at you, and then we're going to go to another question. Is if a student's interested in working in FitRec, how would they go about doing that? And I would say you could probably also answer any job on campus.
Yeah, for sure. So our hiring process and our job process is very similar to jobs all across campus. So I think right around the beginning of August, the jobs go live on jobs.belmont.edu. So if you want to work for FitRec, just look for the title FitRec at the beginning of any of our job postings. We'll have those available. But that jobs.belmont.edu website features all open student positions across campus. In addition to that, if you're someone who's passionate about maybe making a face-to-face connection before going through a website, in the beginning of the fall semester, we will host a jobs fair. It's led by our Office of Career and Professional Development, where on campus and around campus, jobs will, or employers rather, will be present to talk about the opportunities they have and kind of get to network, make those connections. And then if at any point in between there, you just kind of want to learn more about getting that process started, like I said, you can reach out to somebody from our team. I'm happy to talk about what that looks like with anybody. Just shoot me an email and we can get the conversation moving.
Perfect. Are there any resources online that are available that list seminars or meetings that allow students to make connections?
Choice would be, well, I'll say this, Bruin Link in general for any student organizations, student activities programming board, the well core experiences or the co-curricular experiences that the faculty and staff offer across campus. That I would say that that's your best first choice. But then depending on the academic college that you are in, there are also additional resources where you'd want to connect with your professor or the deans of those colleges and use the platform and the sources that they have to share those. Because someone who's in the College of, arts, may not be interested in the same things and same opportunities as a student who's a part of the College of Theology. So first, I would say Bruin Link, because everyone uses that to post opportunities across campus. That's the first best place to begin. And then check with your academic college. And then there's another, source, Office of Career and Professional Development, but they're also in Bruin Link as well. So that you don't miss anyone, Bruin Link is probably going to be your best first choice.
Thank you so much. Okay, everyone. So the question and answer box is cleared right now. So we still have a little time left if anybody wants to submit one more. I'm going to ask one quick round robin of our panelists. And if there are no questions remaining, we will go ahead and wrap up for the night. But I'm curious as to what is the best piece of advice you would give to any incoming freshmen on how to get involved on Belmont's campus? We can start with Adrienne.
Okay, I'll get somebody else to say. Yeah, I would say pace yourself. Pace yourself first, because there's a lot, and the information that we are sharing today is just really one piece of campus. So I would say pace yourself. And then explore, I would say explore things that you don't believe you might not have normally been interested in. Like really, like that's almost a definition of exploring. Like try something new, try something different. This is a lot different than high school, so it's kind of like you get a clean slate and you can dig into things that you always wanted to know about, or you never knew you could do it. So I would just say pace yourself, one, explore, and then don't try to do it all. It's not here for you to do it all. You cannot do it all. Because if you do, then you'll stretch yourself too thin. And then if you're stretched too thin, then you break, so we don't want you to do that, but take it all in, pace yourself, explore, don't do it all, do a few good things well. That's what we say. Even when we're planning and offering experience, we say we want to do a few things well rather than, having a million things for you to try. Impact over activity.
I think similarly to Dr. Sternberg's advice of, trying things that you might not know about yet. I was going to say, don't compare your involvement to someone else's. I think that there's a lot of things that might be popular or, that a lot of people might be going for, but that might not be your fit. And so if it is, go for it. But if it's not, find what actually seems interesting to you rather than what seems interesting to everyone else. I think ultimately, if you are doing the things that are going to make you happy rather than make other people happy, you're going to have a better college experience. But I think too, on that comparison piece, some people find their fit in their first week of college and find their friends as well. And some people find that during their senior year. And so I think that it's very, very easy to get stuck in that trap of saying, oh, well, I don't belong here. I didn't find my friends during my first week of college, which I can almost guarantee you none of us on this call did. So I think that's a big thing that I always share with anyone who will listen is to trust the process and not compare yourself and your journey to anyone else's, or else it's just going to lead to unhappiness.
I think to put a bow on those points, because they're very, very both accurate and important points to hear. I said it earlier, if you take nothing else away, hear about that word belonging, right? It's something that matters to us. And so the only thing I would add is that if you are feeling like you aren't getting connected, talk to somebody. All of the people on this call, all of the professionals that we work with are so passionate about creating connectedness and opportunities for engagement. And there might be something going on campus that is the perfect fit for you, and you just don't know about it yet. But if you talk to me, if you talk to Courtney, if you talk to Adrienne or any of our colleagues, there's a chance we might know about it or know someone who does know about it. And so if you are feeling like you're having that hard time, or if you're just saying, hey, I don't know if this is right for me, what else is out there? Talk to somebody, because we are here to serve students. We're here to promote that connectedness, promote that sense of belonging, and to really just make this like home away from home. I mean, I was a former student at Belmont, and I tell you what, the culture and the relationships you build here are unlike any other. And there's a lot of people who care about you, not only once you get here, but obviously right now when you might not even be here yet. So reach out to somebody and ask, because we're here to help you and help you find your place.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, guys. I want to thank all of our panelists. I want to thank everyone that joined us tonight and taking time out of your evening. I hope that there was something that you are going to take away from tonight. I want to invite you to the final 3 sessions that we have. Next week is going to be all about residence life and dining on campus. Then we have one about diversity at Belmont, and then all about orientation. If you have any questions, I'm going to email you tomorrow with the contact information of our panelists. Please feel free to respond with anything that we can do to help you as you make this final decision about the next 4 years of your life. We are here to help, as Joe said. Thank you again and have a great night.